Well, I was trying to explain it the other day, and people... I'm gonna get cancelled again if I say it. Like, now, just me saying, like... Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, yesterday drama... Like, no, you know... How many days ago was it? I don't remember. For me, like, time has been, like, so long and so short at the same time. Which day are we? Fuck! Monday already? Holy fuck. So yeah, basically at first this drama was like, oh, I blocked a follower on Twitter because I was like tired of their game, and then it became another community just coming at me and saying shit about me, and then some people started to say that I said the R word again, and just saying the R word could trigger them apparently now. Uh, like not saying the R word, like the word itself. No, saying R word. They don't like me saying it now. What the fuck? And like because I blocked somebody on Twitter, this is gonna be weird. But because I blocked somebody on Twitter, like the people from the R word drama started coming from out of nowhere. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they are from, but they started coming. People I've never seen before, but they seem to hate me. And then they started saying that I said the R word to a fan. Not all of them, but then there was like so many people saying different shit that it just became some other shit, and now there's people that I'm sure hate me for things I never done. I'm sure about it. I saw some people saying that I said the fucking N-word on stream. What the fuck are you talking about? This never happened. You realize there's people now that think that I've released merch where it's written, okay, tard. I'm not saying the first part, so okay, but tard. Okay, tard. There's people that actually believe it because people just use me as a joke now where people believe I actually have done that. And wait, I need to find this without like leaking it or anything, because this was the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I've done a tweet in August 2019 where somebody told me make Skip Hollow happen for Christmas. I replied and said die. As a joke, of course. And then below I posted a screenshot of them and all that kind of stuff and replied with a heart. And then there's this one person, like, when somebody told him he literally didn't hurt anyone, he said something that can be taken as offensive or rude, but a lot of those times were a response to someone else speaking to him in the same way. How the hell does that deserve getting literal death threats? And then there's this one random person that quoted the die tweet from earlier, and then they said, I don't know about you, man, but I don't really think joking sarcastically about death is very funny. And they are following Skeppy on Twitter, and they're probably subscribed. And if just can I remind you of something? They're talking because I said die to somebody. Wait. Let's just look at something. I'm not targeting Skeppy or anything, but let's just take a second to look at this. Can we have the outro? When is the outro now? I don't find it funny that people sarcastically laugh about death. But okay, sure. Then why the fuck do you blame me for saying die to somebody where you were not involved? And this person even said that, like, yeah, it involves a friend or something. And I sent it to somebody and they were like, you are joking, right? Because the person they consider a friend, like, and they said, like, the same person sent a K-pop, like, fan cam. And then the same person that they tried to defend, they posted this in the die thread. Because of somebody that replied to them with a K-pop fan cam. And I'm like, what the fuck? I understand I've done shit, okay? I completely get it. But can you just question yourself for a second, but why you hate me exactly? There is some people, I don't get it. There's some people that cancel me because I've used the R word. They make jokes about it and they just spread it even more. And okay, they can recall it or something. But it reaches people that cannot recall it, and then it doesn't have, like... And then the people who can't recall it laugh about it? Isn't it a bit counterproductive? And I'm like... If it... yeah, like, exactly. Thanks, Sandalin. I was about to exactly say that. If the R word makes you upset, why do you say it so much? Hey, A6D, call me the R word, ooh. I get so many DMs of this. But, like, what are you looking for exactly? If you don't want me to use it, why do you mention me about it? Yeah, I don't know why they tend to say ooh at the end of this. I'm like, you don't want me to use it, but you mention me every day about it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? You're upset about a word, but you try to make me say it by telling me to call you the R slur. Can't you just forget about this word? Is it just a way to, like, Google time, to try to tease somebody about you being able to use a word? Like, are you just trying to tease me about, I can use the word and not you? If I do it, I'm not gonna get cancelled, but you, yes! What? Why? Why do you do that exactly? I've been, like, trying to question myself about it, and I've done it. But at the same time, I'm like, do I deserve it that much? Like, I mean, okay, I deserve it a bit. But that much? Like, okay, I blocked somebody and I didn't tell to them on Twitter, but why do you mind? It's not your business. Like, we can talk. Okay, I didn't DM you, but why you that is from a community that don't even know me? You don't even know me. You never followed me. You just hated me all the time and you don't even know the people involved. If you know the people involved, I get it. But if you don't, you just come and you just insult me. It's not because you know a person that knows a person that knows a person that it counts. For me, at this point, there's like some people have a legit reason to hate me, and okay, I get it. But at the same time, there's like so many that are just trying to hate on me for absolutely no reason. Just because they want to hate me. Or maybe just because they want to get followers out of it, because for some of them it worked. But it just makes me question pretty much everything. And the more I get into it, the more I feel like, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. But like the more I get into the thing and try to figure out why people are hating me, the more I realize that there is people that actually hate me for a reason, even if sometimes I don't agree with the reason they hate me for. But there is a majority of people that hate me for reason where like I don't get it. I've seen people just blocking me because their mutuals told them to block me. And I'm like, can't you think by yourself for a bit? And just like, what did I do to you? And what did I do to the person that like asked you to block me? Because like for some of these, it's just, oh, he's a cunt. Why? Because your other friend told me I was a cunt. Like told you I was a cunt. Okay. Sure. So I think from what I've seen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I would probably go back on Twitter because I know that's what I always do, and I hate this. But like for myself, I always go back on Twitter. But I don't think I will interact to fans the same way I've done it. Because not gonna lie, I don't trust anybody anymore. This is one of the reasons. Um, but I don't know. Like it's just I've seen people that consider me as a friend just because I've interacted a few times with them, and where just after they tell me, "Oh, he manipulated me," while we got in a call once, and it was because I asked you for help, and I trusted you about it, and I asked you if you were okay, if you wanted to get paid, you said no for being paid, and then after you're just like, "Oh, he's an asshole," and I realize it now. And they're like saying I manipulated them, and I said it to somebody the other day, and I'm like, I'm either a fucking asshole and I don't realize it. Wait, I want to find the word that I exactly used. Wait. Okay. Either I'm a fucking asshole and I don't realize it, either they're making stuff up. So yeah, I'm just like, I just don't know. Cause like I mean, I've seen stuff like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Like, I don't know. It's just that some people. Okay, what I've told about this one, but it just surprises me even more every single time I see that. When the drama started, one of the first rumor I've seen was me sending nudes to I don't fucking know who, and their only proof was a stream where I was like, wait, I need to show it to you. I need to show you this stream. I mean, actually, I have the video. It was from a video, and like, it was a stream at the same time. Let me just. It was VidCon. It was because of me jumping in a pool, and they said this was nudes. Look, look, look. Why is there no sound here? Oh, probably because I muted it, like Whiskey Hoot. Look. Here. There was like some moments before, like, in between when I, got here, I was like literally just, how do you say it? Undressing myself, like almost in front of the camera, but like I was not naked, okay? And then some people took this as nude, and they're like spreading shit on Twitter like I have nudes. And some people believed it. And some people starting spreading shit about me sending nudes to teenagers. Well, I've never fucking done that. And first of all, I'm a teenager as well. Even if I did, I mean, not anymore now because I'm 18. But when I was 17, at the time I was at VidCon, it would have been legal. But I've never done that in my entire life. And I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, I was like underage. I was like 17 during this video. And yeah, people were like, I was just mind blown by this amount of bullshit that I've seen. Like, it just shocked me so much to see this amount of stuff, and maybe there's things that are true that I haven't seen, okay? But like, I'm trying to be transparent with you, and the only valid reason I see for the drama, like, of this week is that I blocked somebody, and then some people were after, like, a few days later, or one day, I don't remember how many days after, but like, I did a stream on Periscope. Like, the other reason I saw was that I said to somebody that was like, oh yeah, A6D called me the R slur. I saw it on stream or something, I don't remember. Like, I said like this on stream, I don't remember the lines, but it was like, the whole rest of the stream was like, yeah, don't attack them, and then I saw this and was like, okay, maybe you can attack them. I was fed up. But I said this, and I agree with this. It was not some stuff to say, but it was like, bro, there's no way, you're kidding me, right? And even if it's not an excuse, that's something I've said. I cannot deny it. But like, for some people, that's the reason they hate me. Because I've blocked somebody, and then when somebody asked me to call them the R slur, I said like, okay, like, you can attack them if you want, because, or I don't remember, or just, didn't I say just right after not to attack them? I don't remember, and I don't want to say shit about me. I know I said like to attack them. I don't know if I said the opposite right after. I don't remember. But yeah, basically, I said this, and some people were hating me because of this, and I just don't know. I've been trying to think about it. I've been trying to think, and it hurts me a lot. Not gonna lie, it hurts me a lot. It hurt. I was about to say it hurted me, but no, it has hurt me a lot. But yeah, I just don't know. You don't deserve the hate. No, that's wrong. I've done some shit, and I deserve at least a bit of the hate. I mean, nobody deserves hate for like what they do, but like, since I as well contribute a bit to this hate, well, I mean, I do deserve at least a bit of it. I go from the part that if you give hate to somebody, you deserve like you deserve to get at least an amount of this hate back. So yeah, I've just been kind of confused, but I mean, I was confused. Now I understand it better, and I find most of it's really dumb. And there is some people that actually like were hating on me, and then like the next day they were like, "What the fuck did I do?" And I mean, that can happen. That happens to me sometimes. I just wake up and I'm like, "What the fuck did I just do last night? I'm fucking dumb." And I was not even drunk. I was just dumb. Okay, that happens. That can happen. Not gonna lie, that happens. And I'm not gonna take into account what they did like about this time, but like I hope that they will think a bit more about their action, just like I'm trying to do. And even if sometimes that doesn't really work as well, like we're all human, and I'm not just a YouTuber. I am, yes, a content creator. I am really influent on Twitter, and that's something that sometimes I kind of regret. But behind all of that, we are all human, and I think we can learn of our mistakes, and that doesn't mean that the people that are today calling me the worst names are not good people. And yeah, I don't think we would need to attack this, and I kind of regret saying like that people should attack this person. I don't remember who they are, but I apologize to them. But yeah, like just since most of my community is teenagers, and most of the other community is teenagers, like in Minecraft related, I think it's we're just all kids. We're just insulting each other for absolutely no reason. Let's be honest, and I don't think we should like be asses like this. I mean, if you hate me and you want to hate me, okay, but like I won't even try to send hate back anymore, and I don't think I want to be involved with drama because that's first a waste of time, and second of all, you're never right in drama like 100% because there's always people that would try to contradict you, and I don't try to be in drama, but I try to express my opinion, and I think that's where like I need to find the limits into this and just like if I want to say my opinion, say it properly and in the limits of what's doable. Because like I don't really try to like hurt anybody, and I like and I'm sorry if I do. I've said it many times already in the past, and like this is always like once again not something that is gonna be sent on Twitter or some shit because usually the haters don't give a fuck about it, or they're like, yeah, he apologized just because people asked him. Bro, listen, just if people ask me to apologize, I wouldn't apologize if I wasn't like apologizing. I've always been trying to be as honest as possible, and I know there's some things that I would love to tell you that I still cannot, and one day I will try to tell you, and I know people will hate me for it, but then I trying to be as honest as I can and without trying to harm like anybody. But like I know that it's not possible to not harm anybody because there's some people more sensitive, and that's why I say that like there's people more sensitive to the others, and that's why I say that there is moments that I'm gonna deceive you. Do you say deceive? And do you say deceive? I don't know. Google. Décevoir. Disappoint. Fuck. How did I forget this word? Yeah. So there's moment there where I'm gonna disappoint you, and I know it because I cannot be perfect and I cannot please to anybody, and I know it. And I know that there is some people that are here today that won't be here tomorrow, and there's some people that are not here today that would probably be here, that will probably be here tomorrow. But that's how life is, you know. And I just don't think that's like, I don't know. I think we should get like the good lessons out of social platforms and try to understand that it doesn't necessarily represent the world, and that there is something like that, yeah, we should take in account, but there's something that are not to be taken too seriously. And I feel like, I don't know, I don't really know where I wanted to go with this sentence, but yeah, in the end, nobody's perfect, and you're gonna always like disappoint people. And no matter what you say, no matter what you do, there's people that are never gonna like you for valid or invalid reasons, and you cannot really do much about it. And that I know that I'm gonna be hated, I'm gonna be maybe loved, and I know that it's just one thing everybody has to go through, and it's a bit harder for me since it's exposed to like a lot of people, and then like you don't really get what I mean. But like I've done big projects in the past, but they never were about me. And even if my channel is more about my content than me, I know there's people that follow me for who I am, and that's the first time that it is actually like at that huge level for me. It was more about what I produced in the past, and I feel like it's something I have to understand, that I cannot say everything that I want to, and that, but without breaking the honesty. That's what I mean. Like, and that no matter what you say, you're not gonna please to anybody. Even if you don't want to harm anybody, there's always people that are not gonna like you. Like for two extreme opposite. There's somebody like, I don't know. Let's just give some like extreme cases. Like, let's imagine you're heterosexual, and then you you don't give a fuck about like the sexuality of people. That means like you're not like homophobic or anything, but there is some like some homosexual people that will always hate you because you're not gay. And I know this is like an extreme, but it exists. And there is some homosexuals that are gonna like you because you agree with like their point of view, but at the same time, there's people on the opposite community which are gonna be like homophobic, which are gonna like you, and they don't give a fuck about whether you like homosexual people or not. And at the same time, there's gonna be people that will hate you because they hate homosexual people, because they're homophobic. So no matter which way you choose, you're always gonna be hated by some people. You cannot please to everybody. And I know that was an extreme case, but like that's what I mean. There's always some people that are not gonna like people for valid or invalid reason, for what they believe is true or what they believe is wrong, and that no matter what you really want to do, you cannot do much about it. Like especially on my scale, because I cannot go into every single person that hates me and explain to them my point of view. Since first of all, they probably won't listen to me because they hate me, and they think I'm gonna be like saying trash to them. And there's other people that will listen to me, but and they're just and try to understand my point of view, but like I cannot go to them either because there's like way too many people. And let's be honest, it's a waste of time to try to go in like everybody, because there's not that many people that are open to what you actually want to say, and people that actually like there's more people that won't really care. And no, it's not that there's more, it's that there is a part, and it makes it like not worth it in terms of time into the situation. Like you're not gonna be able to go and talk to everybody and then be able to do something at the same time, because like you cannot talk to everybody, it's impossible. And even if you have valid arguments that they would understand, you cannot go to them because you have to go through other people first, and you have to go like through yourself first, and like understand who you really are and all that kind of stuff, and what you like, what you don't like. And that's something that you have to do like with your whole life. So I think you have to consider that you are a person first, and that you have to deal with yourself first. And yeah, I think you kind of get what you mean. Wait, what's happening? Wait. What's happening? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? What's happening? Where's everyone saying Skeppy raid? Uh, wait, what? I don't see a raid or anything. Me neither, that's why I'm confused. He's not even streaming. So, what is this? What is happening? Okay, anyways. So let's go back to what I was saying. I was saying that no matter what you say, there's always like there's no way that you're gonna be able to talk to everybody and make them understand your point of view, because there's too many people, and you have to figure out who you are yourself to be able to deal with other people. And first you're gonna try like more gonna try to see with your friends than with random strangers that hate you for reasons you don't really necessarily know. And yeah, I think you kind of get my point in some sort of like way. But yeah, you cannot really please to anybody anyways. That's what I was like what I wanted to say, and that's something I have to understand and not forget, which sometimes I tend to forget. And this is what hurts me the most. that some people could hate you for absolutely for reasons that you have no control over, and that they have no control over either. You know what I mean? So yeah. A6D, please say happy birthday to Abby. Happy birthday, Abby. I could give a simple example that would represent our community. There's some like, since let's be honest, most of you are old teenager. Your parents could have like learned you something that you don't necessarily agree with, but that you've always lived with, and that would be hard for you to like separate off. Let's admit, I was taking the example of homophobic. Okay, I'm gonna say homophobical behavior. Let's imagine your parents always learned you from where you were a baby to hate, like, yeah, homophobia. Thanks. Uh, let's imagine your parents have always teach you to hate homosexual people, and as a teenager you've always hated them as well, because like your parents have always done this kind of like, I've always hated them, and then you constantly attack them as well, and then in the future, once you are out of your parents' house and you actually discover the real world and this kind of stuff, you would realize, or maybe not, that actually, hey, homosexual people are just normal. Why would I hate them? As an example. And then you would, at this point, start to disagree with your parents, and or you maybe would not, because they have teach you this, and you're a bit stubborn, and then you would continue going through this path of hating homosexual people. I'm being confused by myself, but I know where I'm going, and I'm gonna go where, like, gonna go there. So yeah, like, at some point you're gonna like change your mind, or maybe not, and then this is something that could like completely go to the opposite once like the influence that your parents had, and that's once again an example, that's once again an example, like that, the influence or transphobic parents, that word is the same, okay, like, so once like one day you will maybe go out of this influence, or maybe not, and you will always like hate like homosexual people forever, or maybe you won't, and you will actually like, hey, yo, they're normal people and I can interact to them because they're normal, and you, so yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's so many ways that could like influence your way of thinking, that you cannot necessarily hate somebody for what they are as a teenager. And I don't know if I could be talking about me as well, because my parents have been like pretty free about what I can think about, you know. So I kind of try making my mind as well from the internet, because I've always used the internet. But I mean, people can change, and I won't apply it to me, because people will say, "Oh, he's trying to defend myself, like himself," so I won't apply it to me. But yeah, basically, like, how you think as a teenager won't mean you will think the same in a few hours, or about somebody or something, or in a few years, or at the end of your life. So all of it to say that some people can be influenced, some people are like influence some people who even like, not necessarily by wanting to, they could just influence them by like the way they say stuff, or like just by them saying stuff, and I'm pretty sure I've influenced you into some stuff, and I don't know what, but because I don't know, maybe into subscribing to me, I guess that counts. When I tell you to subscribe, that kind of influences you into subscribing to me. Which this time, like at this, we could count it as intentional, but there's some times where people are just gonna talk and not necessarily realize that it's gonna influence other people. So all of this to make you understand that some people can actually believe into something and not believe into something in the future, and that doesn't mean they're like trash people or that they are good people either. That means that there are people and that people can change their mind at some point, and that there is something that you can forgive but something that you cannot forgive, and you have yourself by yourself without any influence the right to disagree on something and the right to agree on something, and that if everyone was thinking the same, we wouldn't be where we are today. So that we have to live with each other, and it's like this no matter what you want. Even if you want to ask people to block me on Twitter, I'm still gonna be here, and I'm gonna hunt you down. No, I'm kidding. Don't cancel me for this, please! I was kidding! But yeah, you get it. I'm just kind of curious because now I'm looking at Twitter, just making sure people are not canceling me for what I've said. Okay. So far, it looks like the SMP tweet hasn't seen this stream. And of course, once again, like I could talk about this, like the community, the muffin tweet, the trio tweet, the SMP tweets, or anything. Ah, fuck my fucking shoulder. Sorry, I just hurt my shoulder. Um, yeah, I could talk about them and be like I've generalized it, but that doesn't mean that all of the people in the SMP tweet like hate me. It's not good to generalize. Some people could disagree with some other people in some stuff. It's like trans people can disagree with other trans people, and that doesn't mean that they make one person transphobic. You know, like people see stuff differently, even between a community, even within a community, and that doesn't mean that they hate the community they are in. And I think it's something that some people tend to forget. That doesn't mean that because you are the majority, that doesn't mean that you are right. Because, first of all, there's not really any right or wrong, it's a question of point of view. So, yeah, like, I don't consider. Like, I saw some people, tweet some stuff I don't really like, even in my community, but that doesn't mean that they are not a part of the community, you know? And that, like, it's not that because they're like, there's people that are fans of me. I can disagree with them, and they can disagree with me. That works both ways, and that doesn't make them out of my community because I disagree with them into one subject. And I think that's why, like, That's why I hate the thing of, oh, if you support A6D, block me. That's where I'm like, I don't get the point of this. Because I don't get, like, it just comes to what I've said. Why do you ask people if they support me to block you? Or the opposite, to, like, that if you want to follow back, that they need to send a screenshot of them blocking me. And I just don't get the point of it, and I feel like, I'm sorry, but from my point of view, I find this extremely stupid. Okay? Because, where's everybody saying bro? Yeah, okay. Just because of what I was talking about, I'm so tired now. I mean, I still completely get my words, but I was reading the chat as I wasn't for a long time, and now I see just bro in the chat. Stupid that some people ask some other people to block me, or even in my community that some people ask people that ask to block me that they ask to block them themselves. I find it dumb as well, because that doesn't mean that people that doesn't mean that because this person likes me that they cannot be friend with you as well. Like, they can like somebody's content without liking what they like, some of the things they think. And that's what some people tend to forget, and that's what I kind of regret into this. So yeah. Just trying to think about some interesting behavior that I want to study, that I've seen during this drama in my community or in their community. And once again, once again, but I haven't said it. I'm not the smartest human in the world. I was just thinking about myself and this drama in general for the past few days, and some stuff that I found stupid and some stuff that I found smart. But once again, it's my point of view, and it doesn't really, like, necessarily represent what you may think, and you may disagree with me, but that doesn't mean you have to hate me because of what I said in this stream. But if you want to hate me on this, for me it's invalid, but this might be valid for you because of other reasons that I ignore, or because of something that harmed you. Like, I don't know if you get what I mean, because for me it's really hard, like, to explain it in English, but I think I'm still doing a pretty good job because I think you seem to kind of understand what I mean. But yeah, um, all of that to say that you can disagree without having to hate, and you can still like while disagreeing, and you can still hate even if you agree. This is something that works as well. This works the other way around. You're like, you can agree on some stuff on people you hate. This is something true as well. Like, it works both ways. Some people can agree on what I'm saying here and still hate me. Ugh. I agree with you. I'm just confused why you said you didn't want support. Can you explain? Well, when I said I didn't want the support, it was more like in terms of, I don't know, bias. Like, it's one thing like, I've said it already in a past stream. Like, for me, when people, like, tend to support me because of something rough that happened, usually what they tend to use is are the words forever. And I hate this word, because it's like supporting, but not really necessarily taking into account what happened in the past or what will happen in the future. Saying forever is like no matter what. It's for me the exact same word, and I cannot really like trust when it's like about forever or no matter what. Because you can disappoint people and they can hate you one day, and that doesn't change much. But I get a lot of messages from people that are like, yeah, for like I will be for you, with you forever. I will like, well, it's wrong because you cannot agree 100% with somebody, and you've probably disagreed with me in some way in the past, and you probably will as well in the future. Except if you really like idolize me and you think I'm completely perfect and you never see like what I've done wrong. And I think this is where you might have to question yourself if for you I've never done anything wrong. Because I've done shit wrong. And if you say that I've never done anything wrong, you might be idolizing me without really realizing it. You need to understand that people are not perfect and that once again, you can disagree and agree at the same time. You can agree to disagree. I saw this message earlier in the chat. And you can disagree to agree. And yeah, it's like sometimes I see, like, let's imagine there is some, gonna take an extreme case again. Let's imagine a K-pop fan. They really love this one idol. Not saying any names, not saying anything. I don't have any example. I'm not attacking anybody. Just saying I don't know anybody really involved that much in K-pop, but I know that happens. Let's take somebody that really, really loves this one person that is in a K-pop group. Not necessarily K-pop, but it's just because it's the most popular at the moment, like idol group, like idol groups in general. Like you, you're not gonna see like, I mean, let's be honest. Have you ever heard of some German idol group? Me neither. Okay, I'm taking K-pop because it's the one we talk the most in the social media and this kind of stuff. Okay, so let's take a K-pop group. There's this one person that is like loving this one K-pop person. Why do you think they've put contracts so that people don't get in relationship with somebody in this K-pop group? They do it because that's the only reason that this one or multiple, this one person like likes this person. This person wants to marry with this person. There's this one person, Stigman Time, that really wants to marry this person that is just a part of a K-pop group. And let's imagine another person comes here and they really love this person and the others knows it. They're just gonna fucking run away and sometimes kill themselves. That's sadly some things that happens. And that's why they have contracts to avoid that this third person comes here so they can idolize it more and get more money out of it. But that's not the money part that we want to talk about. We want to talk about the disappointment when there's this person. The thing is that if this person really loves this one, they're gonna see the rest of the K-pop group as well, just because of this person. K-pop fans are not really like that. I'm talking about some of them. I know there's some of them that are, but not like the majority is not. I'm talking about like really the obsessive, the extreme case again. I'm talking about the really extreme case. Okay? Don't worry, it's just the extreme case. But yeah, basically, it's like they are idolizing it, and for them, no matter what this person will do, they won't take it wrong. they would insult, like, maybe except if it like touches them at least a bit. Like, let's imagine they insult a fan. Okay, this person might take it wrong, but as long as they don't really take a part in the community that touches them, they wouldn't really care and then would still love this person. That's what's idolizing. Idolizing. I don't really know. Idolizing. I think it's idol, so it's idolizing. So the only thing that could break this trust would be that this person touches their community, or a community they are in, or something they're interested in, which would mean, for example, a relationship with this idol. That would break their trust, and it would make them cancel it. And sometimes and most of the time by idolizing, which, I mean, I don't really know idolizing. Like, if in French we would use it mostly for really, really, really intense fans, but I think it's the same for the US, for English. So I think, like, by idolizing, they kind of lose this the self control, I would say. I don't really know if that's what I like. They would kind of lose um like the like what they want to like what they think. They would always trust this person over what they say, and wouldn't think about what they would actually think without this person. Like, they influence, once again, their life. They're obsessed with them, and they influence, once again, their life. It's not really their own point of view at this point, it's the point of view of this person that they share because they really like them. And it's something that happens as well in my community, really rarely, not into the relationship love thing stuff, but it happens at least in a tiny bit into the I'm trying to find a word, into every community. It's like, est-ce qu'il y a des Français qui peuvent m'aider, s'il vous plaît? Se dévouer pour quelqu'un, la dévotion. Est-ce qu'il y a un mot en anglais? La dévotion. Se dévouer pour quelqu'un. I'm asking French people if they can help me. Like, or maybe Canadian. Devotion. Oh, it is a thing? Oh, okay, it's a thing. Okay, fun. So yeah, like, it's like for them, their whole life is based out of this person. And they don't really trust what any other would say when it kind of gets in contact with this, like, person as well. And they would just, like, take over at this person, like, idolizing. It's like they are the number one person, the most important at this point for them most of the time. Not necessarily, but like with the internet it could be, as long, like, except if you go out of the internet. But yeah, basically this person is important, and no matter what people are going to say around you, you're always going to trust this person. Even if you don't know them. Just because they are, like, well, you just because devotion, basically. You just go to them, and you believe in what they say blindly, to be honest, and you just don't get your own, you don't think by yourself in it. And that's something that, like, sometimes like, happens in every community, and I see it sometimes in my community, where they don't just ask themselves about what they want to do. And this is why I don't like the forever in it, because that means that no matter what happens, they are kind of in this situation. Otherwise, they are lying, and it's mostly about lying. Let's be honest, even if it's a not intentional lie, even if it's a lie that, like, you actually want to believe in, it is not always going to be about, like, you're not going to trust this person forever, because at some point it's going to break. whether you want it or whether you're not. And if you're not lying about it, you should question yourself, because you cannot agree with somebody like 100%. I think you kind of get what I mean now, if you were not already, because we're a bit running around. But yeah. Hey, the person that just tweeted some disgusted emotes while they were tweeting about me around like 2 minutes ago, saying they were watching my stream. Could you explain why you're disgusted? I would actually be really interested in knowing why. You're not the only one, but like if at least one of the person could say it and like not mention me, just say A6D or maybe DM me if you want to. But I would actually be really interested, and I'm not like not in an attacking way. You will stay anonymous, but I'm actually wondering why you tweeted those disgusted emojis, and I want to like know your point of view in what I was saying in the past and right now. Vin, please try to look at the good signs of things for our sanity. Well, I mean, there is like by going into the wrong side, I am as well going into the right side by saying that there is people that actually understand that you cannot trust somebody. I mean, it's not about trust, it's about like you cannot like somebody 100%. There's always going to be things you disagree with. And I think this is something you gotta understand, and you're gonna take you gotta take account of. And whether it's a misunderstanding or not, somebody are not going to take the difference between a misunderstanding or not, whether because you never explained it, whether it's because they never understood it, even if you tried explaining it, or it's whether sometimes they just understand it and they just don't want to admit that's what, like there's like denial as well, where people like know it's what they think and they still don't want it. It's like completely. It's like it's complicated, but like it's like about the human's mind, and that there is something you can't really change, and then yes, there is some things that are like unexcusable, but there is some stuff where like what is sure is that if you shut the fuck up all the time, of course you're gonna be unproblematic. That's 100% sure. And that whether like whenever you start up, like even if you shut up, there's always gonna be time where like people are not gonna like you or some stuff even for no reasons, and you cannot like be silent all the time, and at some point there's gonna be things you disagree with somebody, you disagree on with somebody, and it's a thing that sometimes people tend not to understand, and some people understand it but they just don't want to assume it, like assume it, and they just don't want to say that it's true or not. Just stay true to yourself. Well, yeah, basically, yeah. I don't think it's gonna be something that is gonna be shared, and I don't really look for it. I just wanted to explain you like how I think about this, and even if yes, I heard it, people, and I'm sorry about this. There's sometimes things where you gotta question yourself about what was some of this valid or invalid, and that yes, I mean, and that it's not me to decide it. I don't decide it, but that yes, for me there's things that actually I do deserve the hate for from my point of view. But was it all of it? You have to decide it, and that's not my job. But you have to think about it. You have to think about, was this worth it? Did this make my day better? Well, like, is it what I believe in and not what other people believe in? And that it's about a lot of stuff that only you and not me can decide. I think I've said everything. I'm pretty sure. Too long to watch. If I had to say it, like too long to watch, let's just find a one sentence, one single sentence to make it short and understandable. Take a break, I love you. That's not really what I was looking for. uh, People suck. I mean, human brain sucks. This is, you see, this is something you can't really say one sentence out of all of this because it's more than one sentence, because it is all about like how humans think and how humans are influenced. And that even if people disagree with you and they insult you, there's always there's always something you're gonna learn out of it. And yeah, you can. If I had to do a really, 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 really short stuff, it's basically you can agree with somebody and still like. I mean, you can disagree with somebody and still like them, and you can agree with somebody and still dislike them. If I had to make one sentence out of it, even if that doesn't like, I cannot represent the whole thing, like the like what I said about it. I cannot represent all of it into one sentence because there's influence, there's like many things. But I guess that is, if some people actually want to know this my point of view, I'm gonna try to make a highlight out of it just so people actually like understand what I mean. Can I? Yes. You talked for about an hour trying to answer a question. What was the question? Because did I answer to the did okay, my now did I answer to the question? Because we need to find the question now. What was the question? Oh, I need to put the sound again. Oh wait, the sound is going through the wrong thing. I just want to make sure about the question. I've spent more than an hour talking about this. Oh my fucking god. That's funny because like the beginning of it is just gonna make some people run. So like if there's people actually interested about it, there's like so many of them that are gonna run out of it just because of the first 10 minutes. Okay, we're almost there. Almost there. I just want to see the question. I'm gonna write the question and the name of the highlight. Am I the only one who doesn't know about your drama? Is it really what was the question? Is it really the question?